Hi guys, so I'm going to read Mystic Comics number 6. So this is the first appearance of a superhero named the Destroyer, who I believe is the first superhero that Stan Lee ever made. So this will be in the 1940s Marvel/Timely Comics playlist. And also, if I make enough Destroyer videos, that will be in their own playlist. So Mystic Comics number 6, featuring 30 pages of the Destroyer, enemy of dictators. Never again would the Nazi whip crack, so long as the mighty Destroyer lived. The Destroyer, story by Stan Lee. The world now is engaged in a great war. A war which is slaying thousands of men, women, and children every day. A conflict which will not cease until either democracy or dictatorship is wiped from the face of the earth. But out of all the chaos and destruction comes a mighty avenging figure, a man who has sworn never to rest until he has destroyed the Nazi hordes. Meet the Destroyer! Come on, have a heart. Let us in.
I am sorry. Orders is no one to get inside. You better go now. Quick!
Today, the newspapers of the world are allowed to receive no news from inside Germany. Only the false, inaccurate reports of the German official news agency are released. And so, to the outside world, the happenings of Nazi Germany are cloaked in secrecy and veiled in the depths of murky mystery. But one day, a wave of sabotage sweeps Nazi Germany.
You fools! You swine! You let these places be blown up right under your very noses. When I'm around, nothing happens.
The head of the German secret police is scolding his men, when suddenly the buildings behind the Nazis blow up.
Ach du lieber! I will catch that swine if it takes all year. I will tear him apart with my own 2 feet. Hands. Nuts. Cuckoo.
Who is this master saboteur? Where did he come from? Let us look back a few months to...
I'm going to send you to Germany to write an inside story about what's really happening over there. I want you to write the truth about Nazi Germany.
Gosh, that's great. When do I start?
You're leaving today.
And so a week later, we find Keen Marlowe, reporter, disembarking at Hamburg, Germany. Oh boy, they better not find out that my mother was English if I want to stay healthy. I think the first place I visit will be the Strom prison. At the Strom prison? Gosh, what a ghastly-looking place. Keen is ordered away at the point of a gun.
It is too bad. You only get your news from the Ministry of Propaganda. No newspapermen are allowed to go into prison. Now go!
Boy, what a rousing welcome you guys give a fellow. If that big lug thinks he'll stay away, or that I'll stay away, he's screwy. That night, Keen returns to the prison. Boy, this better work. Keen drops noiselessly inside. Ooh, I made it. Gosh, I stumble over an alarm. In an instant, the prison yard is a blaze of powerful spotlights. I'm in for it now.
There he is! Get him!
The onrushing Nazis overpower the daring reporter.
All right now, spill the beans. What are you doing here?
Trying to find out, tough guy. We better take him to the lieutenant. He knows how to make them talk.
Keen is dragged before the lieutenant.
Ho, 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 ho. So I have company. What is it now? We found him snooping in the yard. He won't talk, so he must be a spy. Well, we know how to take care of spies. Into that torture dungeon with him.
Put me in a torture chamber, will you?
Now I'll show you Nazis what a man can do.
Both fists flying, the daredevil Yankee plunges into the Nazi horde. But from behind, the cowardly Nazi fells the fighting reporter. Keen is thrown into an underground dungeon. Later,
So you're the one who has been making all the trouble. I am told you're a spy. You better talk fast.
Spy, me. You're crazy. I'm an American newspaper man, looking for a story.
I found out that you are one half English. You try to fool us with lies, eh? We will show you. Get out the whips, men.
Take that! I'm not...
Now will you talk?
the Nazi's whip bites deep into the reporter's back.
You fools! You poor fools! I'm not a spy. I'm only a... Ow!
Meanwhile,
Ha! The swine has fainted. We will attend to him later.
Meanwhile, in another part of the prison, we see a strange sight. Professor Erich Schmidt, the world-famous biochemist, dares to defy the Nazis.
No, I will not give you my secret. You will use it to make your soldiers powerful and do damage throughout the world. You fool! You will give us your discovery, or we will put you in the dungeon to rot. Do to me what you like. I will never tell. Take the swine away. We make him talk later, along with the other one.
The professor is thrown in the same cell as Keen.
Throw him in here.
Why, you've hit your head. Let me do something for you. Thank you, young man. I don't want to live anyway. I don't want to live in a country where every man is a slave, where you are told what to think and how to act. I would rather die. But you, my friend, you should live. You are young. You can still fight these beasts. And you are kind. I shall give you my secret. Secret? What secret? The one that these fiends have been trying to take from me. Here, boy, take this case and open the bottle inside of it.
The bottle is acid above the serum, so that if the wrong number is turned, the acid spills and destroys the liquid, thus preventing it from falling into the wrong hands.
Hurry, do what I tell you. I am dying. My secret must not be lost to the world. Turn the dial to these numbers. No other living person knows these numbers. 159, 87, 92. Now drink the liquid. Hurry! There, you have done it. Now you shall have power unmatched by any man.
Goodbye, my boy. Handle your gift wisely.
The old professor dies.
He's dead. But this drink he gave me, it's making me feel strange. I feel so light, so strong. Feel that I can think faster than I ever could before. All right, rats. You killed the old man. But he's fooled you anyway, because you haven't got his discovery. I'm the only living person who has it, and I'm going to use it against you. I'm going on. You'll have a new enemy to fight. The Destroyer.
Keen Marlowe makes a sacred vow.
I don't know what was in that drink, but it made me feel as though I can defeat anybody. Just let me at those Nazis now.
In the meantime, the Nazis return to Keen and the professor.
And now we make both of them talk.
Ach, I like to do that. We hit them hard this time, eh?
I bet you thought I can whip them harder than you can.
They think that Keen murdered the professor.
Look, the professor is dead. What? Take this fine.
You're just a little too slow, rats.
Aided by the professor's liquid, Keen makes short work of the bewildered Nazis.
So long, pals. Take care of yourselves.
Racing out into the prison yard, Keen sees...
You have been found guilty of treason against the government. For that you must die. Ready? Machine gun. Aim.
Without a second thought, Keen attacks the gunner.
You cold-blooded dogs! Take that! Another Yankee! We will tear him apart! Get him, man! Kill that insolent dog!
Come another step closer, and I'll blow out what little brains you have.
Behind the machine gun, Keen holds the entire Nazi horde at bay as he commands the prisoners.
You prisoners, grab their guns, quick. We'll see how brave they are without them. Okay, now, lock them inside their own prison.
Mit pleasure.
We sure will.
The Nazis are locked inside of their own prison. Later, outside the prison,
you're all free now. Free to escape to some other nation, like the United States, where you will be treated like men. Goodbye, and good luck to you.
Leaving the prisoners behind him, Keen races away into the night. Later, Keen reaches the city of Hamburg in a hotel room there.
Now, let's see. I could go back to the USA with a story about prisons that would knock their hats off. But I feel that I have a mission here. I promised the old professor to fight Nazism, and I'm going to do it. No one will know my identity. I'll call myself the Destroyer. I better get some sort of disguise so as not to be recognized. Let's see now.
Keen Marlowe becomes the Destroyer. His features safely concealed, the Destroyer steals out into the night. A few blocks away, some Nazi stormtroopers are amusing themselves.
So, you're too sick to scrub the sidewalk, are you? Well, a few socks will make you better.
Out of the shadows leaps the Destroyer.
And a few socks might improve you a little too.
The Destroyer attacks with the fury of a tornado. Hearing the noise, a brigade of stormtroopers rush for the destroyer.
We'll kill the masked swine!
Picking up a club, Keen hurls it with deadly accuracy.
Here's one for the Yankees. I better watch my step, or I'm liable to hurt someone.
Keen pins cards on the fallen Nazis.
And now I'll leave my trademark.
The mark of the destroyer. A month later, in a room in the German state building, we find...
I tell you, Herr Frederick, we must do something about this destroyer. He has already wrecked 20 of our armories and 9 bridges, and he has licked over 100 of our best troops. And that is why we have asked you for help, Herr Frederick. You are the greatest German police officer in Nazi Germany. You will be able to catch him and cut his head off.
Herr Frederick accepts.
Very well, gentlemen. I will catch this hound. Just give me 10 soldiers to help me. I want you men to stay with me until we catch the destroyer. He won't be able to escape me, Frederick von Banger. I disagree, Herr Frederick. I think you won't be able to escape him.
The destroyer.
How dare you say that to me? I will have your head chopped off. I have you. I don't think so, Freddy, old boy.
The destroyer whips out a strange-looking knife.
Stand back, playmate, or else. Get the swine! Kill him! Now tell your soldiers to get back, or the next one will go through your heart.
The cowardly Nazi orders his men back.
Get back, you fools! Do you want me killed? And now, boys, I want to give you a little warning. Until now, everyone in Germany has been scared stiff by the mere mention of the words Nazi or Stormtrooper. Everyone has become panicky at the sight of a brown-shirted moron with a gun. Well, here is one fella who isn't scared. From now on, you're going to be up against a guy who can lick you at your own game. A guy who can do whatever you do, but do it better. From now on, whenever there's a cry for help from the oppressed, whenever there is injustice imposed by the Gestapo inside of Germany, wherever the people need a protector to save them from a power-mad dictator, there they will find the destroyer, ready to destroy everything that dictatorship represents.
As the destroyer speaks, Von Banger's foot reaches for a secret button. The destroyer plunges through a trap door.
Ho 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 ho! Her destroyer! And now it is my turn! So we have met someone who can do what we do better, have we? Well, perhaps a little swim will help you change your mind. Well, what a fall. A little swim, eh? Gosh, I wonder what the big bag of wind meant.
Von Banger throws a switch, and
now, the end of the destroyer!
the secret pit begins to fill with water.
Goodbye, her destroyer! Ha 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 ha! And that is the end of the destroyer!
The destroyer wedges his knife in the trap door.
If this doesn't work, I'm going to be a mighty wet destroyer.
Holding his knife in his teeth, the destroyer exerts every ounce of strength in his powerful body to push the blade through the wooden trapdoor. The destroyer breaks free.
The rats have left, it seems. Well, I'll have a surprise for them when they return. I'll just push this switch as far as it will go.
The destroyer is unaware of a Nazi sentry who has been left to guard the house.
Boy, this'll give 'em a wet reception, all right.
But the destroyer sees the image of the sentry in the pool of water.
Try to pull a fast one, eh? Have a nice trip.
Returning home later, Von Banger and his men find a note.
Sorry, I couldn't wait, Von Banger. I'm afraid you will find your house rather the dump. Destroyer.
And so, the destroyer speeds away, ever on the search for new adventure. The destroyer. When the German people found themselves being oppressed by a murderous fiend known as the Scar, they also found a powerful ally, willing to risk his very life in order to destroy the sinister Scar. They found the mighty destroyer battling valiantly for justice against dreaded Nazi tyranny. Our story opens in the secret laboratory of the master scientist, the Scar. He is talking with a number of high Nazi officials.
And so, Herr Scar, we feel that the time has come for you to use your new way. The German people are getting to be too troublesome. Every time the Führer wants something, he comes to me, the Scar. Very well. I shall use the way on these troublesome dogs, and kill them all.
Our scene shifts to a ration line in a small German city, where the hungry citizens are anxiously awaiting their food.
Is this all we get?
Och, the Lieber! How can a person live on such a little bit of food?
Stop that grumbling. This is all the food you can have. The rest is for the army. Now go home. Quick!
The German people begin to rebel against their meager rations.
I will not stand it any longer. I want more food. The army eats while we starve.
Give us food!
Just then, a luxurious limousine drives up the scene.
You see, Scar, this is the sort of trouble we've been having lately. We must put these pigs in their places.
I see. Very well. I shall try out my way on them. Here we go. I shall kill as many as I can.
The ray gun is tried upon the defenseless Germans, and it has a deadly effect.
Give me air. Oh, God.
Let that be a lesson to the hungry pigs. Come, let us go to the horse race. These dead people have annoyed me, and I want to have a good time.
Meanwhile, a girl rushes to the scene of the Scar's victims.
Father! Father! My daughter Florence, you must not cry. You must be brave.
Those beasts, they've killed you. But I'll avenge your murder. I'll fight those fiends until I've made them pay for this.
And you won't be alone in your fight.
What?
The destroyer appears.
The destroyer?
Unfortunately, I arrived here too late to prevent this horrible tragedy. But I did arrive in time to hear what you said to your father. I want to offer you my help, if you will accept it.
I've heard of you, but I thought you were just a legend. Of course I'll accept your assistance.
And so a strange partnership is born. A partnership between the destroyer and the orphaned German girl. A partnership which is destined to lead them to many unbelievable adventures. Later, in Florence's home,
I've a hunch that the rat who is behind these murders isn't finished yet. I believe that he's going to use his death ray upon more people at other ration lines.
But what can you do about it?
I can destroy the death ray and the man who invented it.
the destroyer sets out to battle the death ray.
Wait for me. I'll be back.
Ja, Huska, the way works perfectly. Now let us try it out upon some other people. There is trouble in this city too.
We turn once more to the scar.
Would we will teach these pigs a good lesson. But Huska, why will you not show us how to work the way also? Because, mein Herr, I know even the Führer is jealous of me, and the only reason I am still alive is that I am the only living man what can work the way. Now, let us find some more victims.
Nearby, some people are creating a disturbance.
Clothes! We want clothes! Break down the store! Take their clothes away from them! My children have no clothes to wear!
The destroyer and the scar reach the scene at the same instant.
And now for the way.
Oh, no, you don't.
What is this?
Try again, pretty boy.
Wresting the ray gun from the scar, the destroyer points it at the Nazis.
And now, let's see how you like a taste of your own medicine.
The destroyer is unable to fire the ray gun.
What the?
See, fools? I told you I was the only one who could shoot the ray gun. Now seize the insolent dog.
Try to get me, murderers!
I would like to take care of this pig in my own way.
The destroyer is captured by the scar.
But mein Huska, what about these people we were going to kill? We take care of them some other time. Drive to the laboratory.
At the scar's laboratory, one of the Nazis makes a startling discovery.
Huska, I have just realized something. This man is the war-damned destroyer.
So, we have caught the destroyer, have we? How nice we would treat him. Very good, nicht wahr? You have awoke. Welcome to the Scar's humble home.
Oh, it's you, handsome. Well, cut out the baloney and get down to business.
I shall get down to business, as you say. Wheel him into the torture yard.
The destroyer is tied to a stake in the scar's torture yard.
Now, Herr Destroyer, we have a surprise for you. Bring out the burning glass.
The scar unfolds his horrible plan.
Darn nice of you.
Mein friend, you will now be burned to a crisp. This is a new machine which we are going to use on the British planes. It will catch the rays of the sun and shoot them up to burn the planes out of the sky. But first, we try it on you.
The burning glass is turned on.
My costume will keep the sun's rays back for a few minutes, but as soon as this machine gets hotter, I'm done for.
After a few seconds, the heat begins to become unbearable.
Look how hot he gets. Ha 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 ha!
It is the time for the end for Destroyer.
But, unseen by his Nazi captors, the destroyer is feverishly working one of his knives loose from his sleeve in a mad race against time to cut his bonds before being burnt. With seconds to spare, the destroyer breaks loose. Reaching the glass, the destroyer turns a lever, which swings the glass around and focuses it upon the astonished Nazis.
Raise your hands and surrender before I put this thing on full blast and make roast Nazis out of you.
Shut off before we all burn.
The destroyer finds a problem on his hands.
My gosh. Here I've got a whole regiment of Nazi soldiers, and I don't know what to do with them. Well, there's only one thing to be done. All you little Nazis come up here one by one.
His work done, the destroyer merrily takes his leave.
It's too bad the Scar got away, but I have a hunch we'll meet again. We have been very bad little Nazis, and we are very sorry.
A day later finds the destroyer in Berlin, dressed as a plain German citizen.
Now to find the Scar.
A large gathering of Nazis, huddled around a powerful-looking anti-aircraft gun, attracts his attention.
I wonder what's doing over there.
And when the English planes come tonight, this gun will give them a nice welcome. The Scar himself invented it. And it will shoot down anything.
That sounds rather interesting. I think I'll drop around this evening and have some fun.
That night, a dark figure moves silently above the rooftops, bent upon some strange mission.
Boy, will those Nazis get a surprise when the English fly over.
That night, despite the light of a full moon, the daring RAF flyers again set out for the German capital. As the RAF is sighted, the deadly new anti-aircraft gun is swung into position.
Here comes the accursed RAF. Make ready with the secret gun.
Now for the fireworks.
By a flick of a switch, the destroyer turns on the lights, which he had been installing all afternoon, and which are focused upon the Nazi anti-aircraft gun. From one of the RAF's planes, the illuminated gun is sighted.
I say, Ronald, look there. One of the Germans' guns is lit up. Blimey, I don't know who did it, but it certainly is a favour to us. We'll aim for it right now.
While down below, the Nazis flee in terror.
Himmel, we turned on the lights. We'll all be killed. Run for your lives. Quick, run, run.
That takes care of your gun. Good work, Englishman.
From a nearby roof, the destroyer looks down upon the scene, joyfully. The next day in the Scar's laboratory.
And that is why the gun was destroyed, Herr Scar. It was the work of that Vardemont destroyer.
Enough, fool. Leave me. The destroyer.
Always the destroyer. No longer will I allow him to make the fool of me. This time I will destroy the destroyer. Bring in the prisoner, Schmidt. Ha 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 ha! This will be the end of the destroyer.
Yes, mein Herr.
Meanwhile, back at Florence's home, suddenly, a voice interrupts the program over the radio.
Announcement! A prisoner is to be executed today in front of the state building by Tosca's own death ray.
Did you hear that? It's time for the destroyer to act again.
But, Keen, I have a feeling that it's some sort of trap.
Even if it is, I must destroy that death ray at any cost. Auf Wundersein.
The time for the execution draws near.
Ha! The time has come. Now I am sure that we will be paid a visit by the destroyer. People of the Third Reich, you are about to see what happens to those who oppose the Führer. Heinrich Schmidt dared to once say that dictatorship is not good. Now he shall pay for that treasonous remark. Now I shall kill him with the vegan.
Atop a nearby roof is the destroyer.
It will mean almost certain death for me to interfere. I'm sure that the Scar expects me and has something up his sleeve. But I can't let that poor old man die. The destroyer will act. Pull that trigger, Scar, and you die.
A death-defying leap.
Look out, pretty boy. Here I come. I have you loose in a second, fella. Gods, get him! I want him alive. Now to attend to these playmates. You, Fritz, are going for a nice long ride.
I had wanted to capture you alive, but I see that it will be impossible. So farewell, Herr Destroyer.
What do you mean, farewell? I'm not going anywhere. Donnerwetter! And you're not either, if I can help it.
Pressing a secret panel, the Scar opens a trap door and rushes in.
You didn't think that would stop me, did you? Now, Herr Scar, we meet on even terms. I've used both my knives, and you haven't got your gun. Fool, I'll tear you apart with my own bare two hands.
A terrible battle takes place between the two mighty foes.
Take this, swine!
The destroyer struggles valiantly to pry the Scar's powerful fingers loose. The destroyer succeeds.
Now, you German butcher, let's see if you can take it. You're the only man who knows the secret of the death ray. The world will be better off without you.
The Scar takes out a small explosive bomb.
Come another step closer, and I'll blow us both to bits.
You don't scare me, rat.
The Scar hurls a bomb.
Ha! I stopped you again. Himmel! Can't I even succeed in killing us?
As the two men struggle on the ground, the bomb rolls away and lays some distance from them. As the destroyer hurls the Scar away, the Nazi killer breaks a post and falls on top of the bomb.
Look out!
A few seconds later,
wow, what a night.
Back in Florence's apartment.
And that finishes the case of the Scar and the Ray of Death.
Oh, Keen, I hope that he's really dead.
Don't miss the Destroyer's next Thrill-A-Minute adventure in the next issue of Mystic Comics. So that's the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you could like, comment, or subscribe, that'd be appreciated. If you want me to do a comic request, just let me know down in the comments below. And I'll tell you when I can do the request. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.